So to begin our finish, we're going to start with our neck here, and we're going to spray the front of the headstock and the back, and we're going to give it something of like a stinger kind of on the back, just to hide all the battle scars and holes that we filled in, etc. and that. So we're just going to get this hung up in our spray booth, and we're just going to spray a coat of primer on it just to see how it's looking and that. And we've taped off most of the rest of the neck, and we'll see how that's working out, and then we'll get ready to start spraying primer on our body. So we'll start with this headstock first. So that's our body all primed now, and we're getting ready to paint, and we're going to be using this metallic blue, kind of a sparkly finish to it as well, so it should look quite nice. And if you can hear some noise in the background, it's because we've got plenty of heaters on at the moment, as we're still in the middle of winter here in Ireland at the moment, so the air is way too cold to be spraying, so we've got some heaters on to try and warm the air up, because if it's too cold as we try and spray this paint, some of the paint itself can actually dry mid-air before it actually makes contact with the body and give us an absolutely horrible finish. So as we said, we're trying to warm up the air with several heaters, and we're also going to be placing the cans into a little container here with some lukewarm water in it, just to get the paint warmed up as well. So we're going to do all that, get everything prepped, and we'll start to spray some finish then. So just before we do our clear coat on our body and our headstock, we're just going to put on our headstock decal, and this is just one we've made ourselves. You can buy decal paper online, just print on it with an inkjet printer and then some lacquer over the top, and you're good to go. So we're just going to put this in some lukewarm water for a few seconds to loosen up the paper backing, and then we can slide it into place. We're going to brush on some decal setting solution that you can buy in any model shop. So we'll just do that, slide our decal on, and then we'll pat it down dry, maybe rub some more of the setting solution on it to soften it slightly, and then once that's nice and dry, then we'll be able to do our clear coat on top, and we'll do the body at the same time. So we'll just press on ahead now with this. So we've just taken the masking tape off there on the neck, and we're looking nice. And as we said, because we're reusing this neck, and we've just given it a quick fret job and oiled up the fretboard and that, and the same with the back, just cleaned it up and done some oiling. So our neck is pretty much ready to go. So we'll take a look at the body now, and we'll start to assemble the instrument. So we're just moving on to our final assembly, and the next thing we're going to do is we're going to use this copper tape and copper foil, and we're going to shield the control cavity on the back here, as well as the pickup cavity on the front there. And we'll also shield the back of the control cavity cover, and this just helps stop noise interference and that getting in. So we'll just cut out some various shapes and stuff and get them pressed in, and just completely seal the whole lot down the back of the cavity control cover as well. So we'll just press on ahead with that now. So that's our copper tape installed, and we've done the back of the control cavity cover as well, so that all seals up nicely. So now we'll move on again, and we'll start to install the rest of our parts. So that's our pickup installed now, and we've just run the wires through. So next we're going to run our ground wire through, put our bridge in place, and then we'll start to wire up all our electronics and our output jack, etc. So we've just pushed our ground wire through the body into the control cavity, and we just leave a small amount sticking above the surface, and we just fray out the wires slightly. So when we secure our bridge in place, it makes good contact with it and grounds the bridge. So we can just screw our bridge in place now and then move on to our electronics. So we've just very quickly wired up the instrument, just pretty much a basic P-base kind of setup. So as I said, we just ran through it very quickly, and it all seems to work. And we've left a lot of slack on all the cables, just because we're probably might change this again in the future, or if the instrument moves on, we might put in a different pickup, etc. So we're just leaving things so they can be updated or changed in the near future. So we'll move on now, and we'll get the rest of the instrument assembled. So we've just reinstalled our tuners, and we've also put on our string tree, and we've left a lot of slack in that so we can move it to make sure it aligns correctly. And we've just put on our control knobs here, some nice abalone tipped ones, look quite nice. And so next what we're going to do is we'll connect the neck back to the body, and then we'll string her up. So we're just putting in our neck bolts now, and once we have that done, we'll flip the instrument back over and we'll string it. So we'll bring it back right now at the very end when the instrument is strung up and all ready to go. And so here we have the instrument completely finished, and we still have a setup and that to do on it, but other than that she's completely done. We've got our sparkly headstock and our Brenco logo, and we cleaned up and we did a fret job on our neck. We've got our sparkly finish, black pickup, our abalone controls, our bridge. We've got a small blemish in the finish here that we may touch up afterwards. We'll just flip it over to show you the back. We've got our bolts and ferrules as opposed to a neck plate, which I much prefer. We've got our black control cavity cover plate, our blue sparkly finish, and we cleaned and oiled the neck, and we've got our stinger on the back of the neck here and our new tuners. So that is the instrument completely done. That's the end of this base build series, and we'll be starting our new series soon.